The relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has once again taken center stage in global entertainment news, with growing speculation that the high-profile couple could be heading toward what many media outlets are calling the potential wedding of the year. What began as a surprising crossover between pop music and professional sports has now evolved into a serious conversation about long-term commitment, drawing massive public and media attention worldwide. Taylor Swift, one of the most influential musicians of her generation, and Travis Kelce, a dominant NFL star with multiple championship titles, represent two powerful cultural forces. Their relationship instantly captured public imagination when it first became known, not only because of their individual fame, but because of the symbolic merging of two global fan bases. Over time, what was initially treated as celebrity curiosity has shifted into a narrative of genuine partnership. Recent reports from U.S. entertainment media suggest that the couple's relationship has entered a noticeably deeper phase. Observers point to the consistency of their appearances together and the way both Swift and Kelce have integrated each other into their demanding professional lives. Swift has been seen regularly attending NFL games, often surrounded by Kelce's family, while Kelce has made public efforts to support Swift during key moments of her record-breaking international tour. This increasing alignment has fueled speculation that the pair may be planning a future beyond dating. Sources close to the entertainment industry describe their bond as stable and intentional, a description that contrasts with the short-lived romances often associated with celebrity culture. While neither Swift nor Kelce has made any public statement regarding engagement or marriage, the absence of denial has only intensified public curiosity. The phrase "wedding of the year" has begun circulating across major headlines, reflecting the scale of interest surrounding the couple. Industry analysts note that a potential marriage between Swift and Kelce would be more than a personal milestone. It would be a global pop culture event. The union of a music icon with a sports superstar is expected to generate unprecedented media coverage, dominate social platforms, and attract worldwide attention that extends far beyond entertainment news. Despite the heightened speculation, both Swift and Kelce remain notably private when it comes to confirming personal plans. This discretion has become a defining element of their relationship. Rather than addressing rumors directly, they continue to present a controlled public image, appearing supportive and comfortable without offering explicit details. For many fans, this quiet approach signals seriousness rather than secrecy. Midway through the ongoing public fascination, new reports have emerged suggesting that those within their inner circles have noticed significant changes. Friends and colleagues reportedly describe both Swift and Kelce as more grounded and focused, prioritizing balance between their careers and personal lives. Their ability to synchronize schedules, despite global tours and professional sports seasons, has been cited as evidence of strong commitment. Speculation has also expanded to hypothetical details, including potential wedding locations, guest lists, and the possibility of a private ceremony. While these discussions remain purely speculative, they demonstrate the level of cultural impact the couple already holds. Experts suggest that even a low-key wedding announcement would instantly dominate global news cycles and set social media records. Beyond the spectacle, cultural commentators emphasize the emotional dimension of the relationship. Swift has built much of her artistic legacy on personal storytelling, while Kelce has often spoken publicly about the importance of family, loyalty, and long-term goals. This alignment in values has led many observers to believe the relationship has a foundation that extends beyond public appearances. As of now, no official confirmation has been made regarding engagement or wedding plans. Still, the narrative surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continues to grow, driven by consistent visibility, mutual support, and an apparent sense of stability. Each public appearance adds another layer to a story that millions are closely following. Whether or not the relationship culminates in a wedding this year remains uncertain. However, one thing is clear: Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have become one of the most talked about couples in modern pop culture. If the long-rumored wedding of the year does come to pass, it will mark not just a personal milestone for the couple, but a defining moment in the intersection of global music, sports, and celebrity culture. Public interest shows no sign of slowing down as the narrative around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continues to evolve. Analysts note that rarely has a celebrity relationship maintained this level of sustained global attention without a single official announcement. Each appearance, Each subtle interaction and each silence has become part of a larger story that audiences actively follow in real time, turning everyday moments into headline material. Entertainment media outlets report that brand executives and event planners are already speculating about the potential ripple effects of a confirmed engagement or wedding. A union of this scale would not only dominate news cycles, but also redefine celebrity influence across multiple industries. From fashion houses anticipating record-breaking exposure to broadcasters preparing for unprecedented viewer interest, the mere possibility of a Swift-Kelce wedding has become a topic of strategic discussion behind the scenes. Observers also point to how the relationship has shifted public perception of both figures. Taylor Swift, long portrayed through the lens of her music and past relationships, is now frequently described as being in one of the most stable and publicly supported phases of her personal life. Travis Kelce, meanwhile, has seen his profile expand far beyond sports, becoming a familiar name among global pop audiences who may never have followed the NFL before. Together, they form a rare crossover phenomenon that transcends traditional fan demographics. Media coverage has increasingly emphasized how their relationship appears to be grounded in mutual respect rather than spectacle. Unlike many celebrity couples who rely heavily on curated social media exposure, Swift and Kelce have allowed their story to unfold through actions rather than declarations. This approach has been widely interpreted as intentional, reinforcing the idea that any future milestone will be revealed on their own terms. As the conversation continues, experts in celebrity culture note that the timing of such a potential wedding would be significant. With Taylor Swift at the peak of her touring success and Travis Kelce firmly established as one of the most accomplished players of his generation, a marriage now would symbolize a convergence of two careers operating at maximum momentum. This context adds another layer of intrigue to the speculation, as fans and commentators debate whether such a moment is imminent or still carefully planned for the future. In the absence of confirmation, subtle indicators continue to drive discussion. Reports of increased interaction between their families, shared holiday plans, and long-term scheduling coordination have all contributed to the growing belief that the relationship is built with permanence in mind. While none of these elements confirm wedding plans, together they paint a picture of a partnership moving steadily forward. The global nature of the interest cannot be overstated. Coverage spans continents, with outlets in Europe, Asia, and Latin America closely tracking developments that would traditionally remain centered in the United States. This level of international engagement reinforces why the term "wedding of the year" continues to gain traction, as the potential audience for such an event would be unlike anything seen in recent celebrity history. For now, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce remain silent on the speculation, allowing anticipation to build organically. In doing so, they have created a narrative that is both intensely public and carefully controlled. Whether the story concludes with a wedding announcement or simply continues as a high-profile partnership, its impact on popular culture is already undeniable. Until an official statement is made, the world watches, waits, and analyzes. And if the long-rumored wedding does become reality, it is expected to mark not just the union of two individuals, but a defining cultural moment, one that will be remembered as a rare intersection of music, sports, and modern celebrity influence on a truly global scale. The speculation has also sparked wider conversations about how modern celebrity relationships are consumed by the public. Media researchers point out that the Swift-Kelce dynamic represents a shift in audience behavior, where fans are no longer passive readers of news but active participants in shaping narratives. Every appearance, gesture, or offhand comment becomes material for discussion, analysis, and prediction, extending the life cycle of the story far beyond a single headline. In this environment, the absence of official confirmation has become a powerful driver of attention. Rather than slowing the narrative, the lack of clear answers has sustained momentum. Entertainment editors note that uncertainty keeps audiences emotionally invested, returning repeatedly for updates. This sustained curiosity is one reason why the potential wedding continues to be framed as a landmark event rather than a routine celebrity milestone. From a business perspective, industry insiders suggest that a confirmed engagement or wedding would trigger a wave of commercial and cultural responses. Fashion analysts speculate about the influence on bridal trends, while music and sports commentators predict cross-industry collaborations that could emerge from the heightened visibility of the couple. Even without confirmation, The discussion alone has already generated measurable engagement across digital platforms. Cultural commentators also highlight the symbolism embedded in the public's fascination. Taylor Swift's career has long been associated with themes of personal growth, resilience, and reinvention. Travis Kelce's public persona, shaped by discipline and team-oriented success, offers a complementary narrative. Together, they embody a storyline of balance between ambition and personal fulfillment, a theme that resonates strongly with global audiences navigating similar tensions in their own lives. As the story develops, attention has increasingly shifted toward how the couple manages long-term visibility. Unlike previous celebrity relationships that burned brightly and briefly, Swift and Kelce appear to be pacing their public exposure. This measured approach has been interpreted as a strategic effort to protect the core of their relationship while acknowledging unavoidable public interest. Experts argue that such control may be key to the longevity of both their partnership and their individual brands. The role of family has also become a focal point in recent coverage. Reports describing shared family gatherings and mutual support systems have added emotional depth to the narrative. These elements contribute to the perception that the relationship is grounded in real-world connections rather than purely public performance. While still unconfirmed, such details reinforce the sense that the partnership is evolving with intention. International media has continued to amplify the story, often framing it as a unifying cultural moment. In regions where American football traditionally receives limited attention, Travis Kelce's association with Taylor Swift has introduced new audiences to the sport. Conversely, Swift's global fanbase has brought unprecedented international focus to NFL-related events. This reciprocal exposure has strengthened the idea that their relationship extends influence across cultural boundaries. As months pass, speculation has naturally turned toward timing. Commentators debate whether a potential wedding would align with career milestones or represent a pause between professional peaks. Some suggest that a carefully chosen moment could amplify its cultural impact, while others argue that the couple may prioritize privacy over spectacle. Both interpretations continue to coexist, fueling discussion without resolution. Despite the constant analysis, one consistent theme remains: restraint. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have not capitalized overtly on the attention surrounding their relationship. This restraint has been widely praised as a sign of maturity and self-awareness, particularly in an era when oversharing is often rewarded with short-term attention. By contrast, their approach has cultivated long-term intrigue as the narrative continues to unfold. It has become clear that the idea of a wedding of the year functions as both a prediction and a reflection of public desire. It represents the audience's hope for a definitive moment that brings closure to speculation while celebrating a story that has unfolded slowly and visibly. Whether that moment arrives soon or remains hypothetical, its cultural weight is already established. For now, the story remains open-ended. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continue their respective careers, occasionally intersecting in ways that reignite headlines and debate. Each development adds another chapter to a narrative that has become larger than either individual alone. Until an announcement is made, the relationship will continue to occupy a unique space in global media, part news, part cultural mirror, and part ongoing mystery. And should the long-anticipated wedding finally be confirmed, it is expected not merely to conclude the speculation, but to redefine how celebrity milestones are experienced in the modern, hyper-connected world. As anticipation continues to build, the Swift-Kelce narrative has increasingly been framed as a case study in modern celebrity power. Media analysts note that few public figures today can individually command sustained global attention, let alone as a couple. The fact that this relationship has done so without controversy or manufactured drama sets it apart from many past celebrity romances. Instead, the story has been driven by consistency, visibility, and a sense of authenticity that audiences find compelling. Newsrooms have observed that articles related to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce routinely outperform other entertainment stories in engagement metrics. Click-through rates, watch time, and social media shares remain significantly higher than average, indicating that public interest is not fading but intensifying. This sustained performance has reinforced the belief that any major announcement, particularly a wedding, would instantly dominate global media cycles. The discussion has also expanded into broader cultural commentary about timing and legacy. Taylor Swift is widely regarded as an artist who has carefully curated each phase of her career, often aligning personal milestones with moments of creative or professional transition. Travis Kelce, nearing the later stages of an elite athletic career, has spoken in interviews about life beyond football. Together, these trajectories have fueled the idea that both are entering a phase where long-term personal decisions naturally come into focus. Entertainment correspondents report that insiders within both the music and sports industries view the relationship as unusually balanced. Neither individual appears to overshadow the other, a dynamic that is often difficult to achieve in high-profile partnerships. Instead, their public interactions suggest mutual reinforcement, with each offering support without competing for attention. This equilibrium has become a recurring theme in coverage, strengthening perceptions of long-term compatibility. The scale of speculation has also prompted discussions about how a potential wedding would be handled logistically. Security, privacy, and media access are all expected to be major considerations. Experts predict that even a strictly private ceremony would generate intense global coverage, with ripple effects extending for weeks. In this context, the phrase "wedding of the year" is seen less as sensationalism and more as a realistic assessment of potential impact. Beyond logistics, there is growing interest in what such a union would symbolize culturally. Commentators suggest that a Swift-Kelce wedding would reflect a broader trend toward cross-industry influence, where figures from different domains shape shared cultural moments. The blending of music fandom and sports audiences has already been observed in measurable ways, from increased viewership to expanded merchandise reach. As the narrative evolves, attention has also turned to how both figures manage public expectations. By neither confirming nor denying rumors, Swift and Kelce have effectively maintained narrative control. This strategy has allowed them to continue focusing on their careers while letting public interest develop organically. Analysts argue that this balance is difficult to achieve and rarely sustained, further distinguishing the relationship from typical celebrity pairings. Recent commentary has emphasized the emotional investment of fans, many of whom view the relationship through a deeply personal lens. Taylor Swift's audience, in particular, has followed her personal evolution through music for years, creating a sense of shared history. Travis Kelce's openness and relatability have similarly resonated with sports fans. The convergence of these emotional connections has elevated the relationship beyond tabloid fascination into a shared cultural storyline. International coverage continues to frame the situation as a global phenomenon rather than a localized celebrity story. Media outlets across Asia, Europe, and South America regularly reference the couple when discussing trends in entertainment and sports culture. This worldwide attention reinforces why speculation about a wedding carries such weight, as the audience extends far beyond traditional celebrity news consumers. Despite the constant analysis, the central facts remain unchanged. There has been no official announcement, no public confirmation, and no clear timeline. Yet paradoxically, this absence of concrete information has not diminished interest. Instead, it has sustained a level of engagement that few stories achieve over such an extended period. Looking ahead, observers agree on one point of consensus. When the next major development does occur, whether an engagement, a wedding, or a definitive statement, it will not be treated as routine news. It will be framed as a cultural moment, dissected across platforms, and remembered as a defining chapter in contemporary pop culture. Until then, the relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce remains one of the most closely watched stories in the world. Each public appearance, each supportive gesture, and each passing month without clarification adds another layer to a narrative driven by anticipation. And if the long-anticipated wedding of the year ultimately becomes reality, it will stand not only as a personal milestone, but as a moment that encapsulates the power of modern celebrity, global fandom, and collective curiosity in the digital age. The ongoing attention has also reshaped how entertainment journalism approaches the story. Rather than relying on anonymous rumors alone, many outlets have shifted toward contextual reporting, examining patterns, behavior, and long-term signals. This approach reflects an understanding that audiences following the Swift-Kelce relationship are highly informed and quick to challenge exaggerated claims. As a result, coverage has become more analytical, focusing on observable developments rather than sensational declarations. Industry observers note that this careful framing has helped sustain credibility while keeping interest high. Instead of a single explosive headline followed by rapid fatigue, the narrative has unfolded gradually, allowing public fascination to deepen over time. This slow-burn approach mirrors how audiences now consume long-form digital stories, reinforcing why engagement remains consistently strong across platforms. Another dimension gaining attention is the way both figures handle pressure. Taylor Swift has navigated intense public scrutiny for more than a decade, while Travis Kelce operates in a performance-driven sports environment where expectations are relentless. Commentators suggest that their shared experience with high-pressure environments may contribute to mutual understanding and resilience, qualities often cited as essential for long-term relationships under public scrutiny. There is also increasing discussion about how a potential marriage could influence future creative and professional decisions. Music analysts speculate that Swift's work could reflect a new phase of stability, while sports commentators wonder whether Kelce's post-career trajectory might involve expanded roles in media or entertainment. While such projections remain hypothetical, they underscore how deeply intertwined personal milestones and professional narratives have become in public perception. The relationship has further sparked debate about boundaries between public interest and private life. While fans eagerly follow developments, there is growing awareness around respecting personal space. Several prominent commentators have urged moderation, emphasizing that speculation should not cross into intrusion. This conversation reflects a broader cultural shift toward more responsible consumption of celebrity news, even amid intense curiosity. International reactions continue to highlight the unique reach of the story. In markets where Taylor Swift's influence is already dominant, the association with Travis Kelce has sparked renewed interest in American football. Conversely, sports-focused audiences have shown increased engagement with music-related content connected to Swift. This cross-pollination has been cited by analysts as a rare example of mutual audience expansion driven by a personal relationship rather than a formal collaboration. As time passes, the story's endurance itself has become newsworthy. Many celebrity relationships experience a brief surge of attention before fading from headlines. In contrast, the Swift-Kelce narrative has maintained relevance through consistency rather than escalation. This stability has led some observers to argue that the relationship's cultural impact is already established, regardless of whether a wedding ultimately takes place. The question of timing remains central. Some speculate that any major announcement would be carefully aligned with quieter periods in both careers, minimizing disruption while maximizing control. Others believe the couple may choose an unexpected moment, deliberately avoiding predictable patterns. Both interpretations contribute to ongoing debate, reinforcing the sense that the story is still unfolding. Amid speculation, one factor remains constant: public restraint from both parties. Neither Swift nor Kelce has used the relationship as a marketing tool, a decision that stands out in an era of monetized personal branding. This restraint has been interpreted as a sign of authenticity, strengthening trust among fans and observers alike. As analysts reflect on why the term "wedding of the year" continues to resonate, many point to symbolism rather than scale alone. Such a wedding would represent the convergence of two narratives defined by excellence, discipline, and longevity. It would mark a moment where personal commitment intersects with cultural influence, creating a shared reference point for a global audience. Until clarity emerges, the relationship remains suspended between speculation and reality. Each new appearance, each supportive comment, and each shared moment fuels discussion without resolving it. This unresolved tension has become the story's defining feature, sustaining engagement without relying on dramatic turns in the broader context of celebrity culture. The Swift-Kelce story is increasingly viewed as emblematic of a new era. It reflects how narratives are built collaboratively between public figures, media, and audiences, evolving over time rather than erupting all at once. This dynamic has transformed the relationship into an ongoing cultural conversation rather than a finite news item. For now, the world continues to watch with measured anticipation. Whether the future brings an engagement announcement, a wedding confirmation, or simply continued partnership, the impact of the story is already deeply embedded in contemporary pop culture. And if the long-anticipated wedding does occur, it will not simply conclude a rumor cycle. It will serve as a defining moment that captures the attention, imagination, and collective memory of a global audience. The sustained attention surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has also influenced how audiences define credibility in celebrity news. Readers are no longer satisfied with brief updates or recycled speculation. Instead, they expect layered reporting that connects behavior, timing, and context. This expectation has pushed media outlets to treat the story less like gossip and more like an evolving public interest narrative, one that unfolds through observable actions rather than dramatic claims. At the same time, the relationship has become a reference point in discussions about modern fame. Experts argue that Swift and Kelce represent a rare balance between mass visibility and controlled exposure. Both are among the most recognizable figures in their respective fields, yet neither appears eager to exploit personal milestones for attention. This restraint has paradoxically increased their cultural weight, positioning them as figures who command interest simply by existing within the same frame. The idea of a potential wedding has also triggered renewed examination of how celebrity unions shape public memory. Iconic pairings from past decades are often remembered not only for their personal stories, but for how they captured the spirit of a particular cultural moment. In this context, a Swift-Kelce wedding is frequently described as emblematic of the current era, one defined by digital intimacy, global fandom, and constant connectivity. Commentators note that even hypothetical details surrounding the event have generated substantial engagement. Discussions about whether the ceremony would be private or public, traditional or unconventional, have sparked debates that extend beyond entertainment circles. These conversations often reflect broader societal questions about privacy, authenticity, and the meaning of commitment under constant public observation. Another factor fueling interest is the perceived emotional maturity of the relationship. Unlike narratives driven by dramatic twists or public conflict, the Swift-Kelce story has been marked by steadiness. Analysts suggest that this tone resonates strongly with audiences who are increasingly fatigued by performative drama. The absence of controversy has allowed the focus to remain on progression rather than reaction. From a media economic standpoint, the relationship has become a reliable driver of long-term engagement. Articles, broadcasts, and commentary segments referencing Swift and Kelce consistently attract sustained attention rather than brief spikes. This pattern has reinforced editorial confidence that the story will remain relevant even without new developments, a rarity in the fast-paced news cycle. The relationship has also prompted discussion about generational shifts in how celebrity milestones are celebrated. Rather than demanding immediate access or exclusive visuals, many fans appear willing to wait, valuing authenticity over immediacy. This patience has been interpreted as a sign of evolving audience values, particularly among younger demographics accustomed to curated digital identities. International observers continue to emphasize how the story transcends language and geography. In markets far removed from American pop culture, the narrative is often framed as a global phenomenon rather than a local celebrity update. This framing underscores the scale of influence both figures possess and explains why speculation about a wedding carries such symbolic weight worldwide. Despite the extensive analysis, uncertainty remains central to the narrative. There are no official timelines, no confirmed plans, and no public declarations. Yet this ambiguity has not diminished interest. Instead, it has created a sense of collective anticipation. Each new report is treated as a potential turning point, even when it offers no definitive answers. Looking forward, cultural analysts agree that any major announcement, whether engagement or marriage, would instantly redefine the conversation. Coverage would likely shift from speculation to retrospection, examining how subtle signals accumulated over time. The narrative would transform from anticipation to reflection, marking the end of one phase and the beginning of another. Until that moment arrives, the relationship continues to exist in a unique media space. It is simultaneously private and public, stable yet suspenseful, familiar yet unresolved. This balance has allowed the story to endure, maintaining relevance without requiring constant escalation in the broader landscape of celebrity culture. The Swift-Kelce narrative is increasingly cited as an example of how influence operates in the digital age. It demonstrates that sustained attention can be built through consistency, mutual support, and restraint rather than spectacle. This model challenges traditional assumptions about fame and offers insight into how modern audiences engage with public figures as months pass. the story's longevity itself becomes its defining feature. What began as an unexpected crossover has evolved into a long-form narrative watched by millions across the globe. Whether it culminates in the widely anticipated wedding of the year or continues as a high-profile partnership, its cultural imprint is already secure. For now, the world remains in a holding pattern, watching, analyzing, and waiting. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continue forward, careers intact, attention unwavering. And when the next chapter finally reveals itself, it will not merely update a headline. It will mark a moment that reflects how modern culture experiences love, fame, and collective curiosity on a global scale.